Wow, I can't believe it's already a year for the 11th Gen Civic, plus it's a year for me on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, thank you so much for coming back for another video. A lot of you are new here. Thank you so much for coming on the journey with me. In fact, I'm gonna leave a link right here for all my 11th Gen videos. If you want, go ahead and click on that. Go watch all the installs. I have a lot of them. And then come back and finish this video because we have an install at the end, which I think you'll really enjoy. But in this video, we're gonna go over all the things I've done so far in a year for the 11th Gen Civic, and we're gonna start on the interior. I reached out to TTD Craft for a carbon fiber steering wheel. Obviously, you can see it's in blue with the blue stripe. They make all different kinds of colors and shapes. I will leave a link to their IG in the description. Make sure to check them out if you're interested. Then Miss Logie Auto reached out to me about some carbon fiber interior trim pieces. They gave me the window switches on all 4 doors, the piece underneath the window switch, the shifter knob, the center console, and then they also make it for the armrest for the doors, and then another door trim piece, and then they make a couple pieces for the dash as well. And then I got the Yofer 3-channel dash camera. This thing is amazing. It has already come in handy. It has one out the front, one looking at you in the driver's seat, and then one in the rear. Then I got some Farron LED interior lighting up under the dash and then up under the back seats. Really complements the car in my opinion. And then as always, the LASFIT weatherproof floor mats. These things you cannot go wrong with. I highly recommend them. If you're looking to get yourself a set, make sure to go to www.lasfit.com. Use my code 717PJ for the floor mats. And if you're looking for the lighting, I have one of their LED lights for the trunk. Make sure to use my code 717P for the lighting to get 10% off. Okay, let me show you what I've done under the hood. We only have a couple things under here so far. The first thing is the PRL strut bar. I like it a lot. You can definitely tell a difference with it on there. And then we have the AEM short ram intake, which I got from Matt Performance. Gives it that little bit of extra sound. Nothing too crazy. Sounds pretty good. There are future mods coming under the hood for this car. Now it probably will be a little bit down the road. I am talking to a company actually about a turbo. We'll see how that goes, but that'll be in the future, probably down the road a little bit. But yes, I am in talks with a company about a turbo and an intercooler for this car. Obviously, I would have to get it tuned, so I have to get a tuner. Cool thing about that is D-Rob is 5 miles down the street that way. Honestly, I'll just set up an appointment with him, take it to him, and have him give it a tune. I'm not sure what this CVT trans can take, so I'm probably just looking to go 250 if I would put an intercooler and a turbo on this car. Now I did have Speedlab's 2-inch exhaust cut out on the car. Unfortunately, I had to take it off to pass my PA state inspection, so I no longer need it, and I'm gonna give it away to one of you. So if you wanna be in the running to win that, make sure to click right here and follow the rules on how to enter. Okay, let's get into the meat of it now. I have done one suspension thing so far. I replaced the factory springs with Eibach Sportline springs, and let me tell you, what a difference. I mean, just look at her. She is beautiful. The ride is great. I cannot complain at all, even hitting bumps. I've probably put 400 miles on it so far since I put the springs on. No complaints. Perfect ride. I highly recommend them. I got them off Matt Performance. They no longer have them in stock. I can't even get a link for you. So if you can find them, I highly recommend you scoop them up because they're fantastic, especially with the 18 by 8.5 wheels, 35 millimeter offset. Perfect ride. They're the same size as the factory sport wheels. And in saying the sport wheels, you guys are ridiculous on how many of you want to buy them. It is crazy. I'm really half tempted to just put them up for auction. For the right money, I'll sell them. But back to the wheels. I got Motegi Racing Track Light 18 by 8.5, 35 millimeter offset. I don't know if it's negative or positive. I'm sorry, I just don't. A lot of you guys are wheel guys. You'll know better than I would. Let me know in the comments what these are. I'll get an up close shot. I'll put an up close shot in there for you. Let me know if it's negative or positive, all right? Now it's time to get to the body. We'll start at the front. Now the first thing I did to this car, a carbon vinyl piece from Jets Vinyl on the front. And honestly, I love it. I know a lot of you don't care for it, and that's okay. But me personally, I really like it, especially with the blue Honda emblem. A lot of you ask me how I got that. Honestly, I just gave it to my body shop and had them color match it to the car. And then I put the LED DRLs in, which I know a lot of you guys really like. And then I put the fog lights in after that. For whatever reason, the sport model does not come with fog lights. I don't understand why. And then I have the Yofer front lip, which I am gonna tell you, that will change here in probably the next 2 months. I did order a new one. It's gonna take a little bit to get here, but I think you guys will really like that. I'm not sure what I'll do with this lip. I probably will keep it just because I kind of customized it to my YouTube channel and my Instagram. Maybe one of you would want that for whatever reason. I don't know, we'll see when that time comes. But then we'll roll around here to the side skirts. I got a set of Yofer side skirts on too, which honestly I think complements the entire car. I think the side skirts should have came like that from factory. Makes the car look so much better, especially when it's lower to the ground. And then we have the Maxina roof spoiler on, which kind of gives it that Type R look, which is what I was going for. I did have a Spoiler King roof spoiler on there before this. I ended up taking it off because I like this better. I still have that spoiler and I'm gonna give it away to one of you, so make sure to stay to the end of the video to find out how to enter. And then we'll move on to the rear quarter louvers. Now they came gloss black. I painted them matte black because I wanted it to blend in with the rest of the appliques and the trim. And honestly, I think that was the right decision to make. And then we have one of my latest installs, the ACR rear diffuser, which I got from my boy @Kpoo on Instagram. A lot of you really enjoyed that video. Thank you guys very much for that. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate your support and hitting him up. He's beyond busy apparently, he's telling me. I'll leave a link to him in the description below. And then I went with LASFIT's LED reverse bulbs and taillight bulbs. Let me tell you, I love them. I really do. I know a lot of you say there's hyper flash after 3 minutes. I have still not run into that problem yet. I don't know, maybe it's a fluke for me, I'm not sure. But I know some of you have talked to LASFIT about that already. And then I have the LED sequential rear fog lights. I love these things. I know a lot of you guys do too. It really makes the rear of the car pop a lot more in my opinion. All right, back to the rear diffuser. Now I did an install that I didn't film and I apologize for that. I forgot my cameras, all I had was my phone and I just wasn't filming on my phone. I was kind of in that oh no mode, you know? So I read your comments and you guys were saying about how people were melting the rear diffusers. So I ran outside, felt underneath, and sure enough, you guys were right. It was melting. So I got down, laying underneath it, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just run down to Advanced Auto, grab an exhaust tip, and take this one off and put this one on, right? And I got down underneath trying to put it on. I'm like, this factory one is welded on the whole way around. It's welded the whole way around. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? So I called my boy Greg. I said, hey Greg, I need your help. He's like, okay, I'll come help you. So we came to work, threw it up on the lift, dropped the exhaust, and we ended up just cutting the factory exhaust tip off. We didn't know what else to do. That was the only thing that we could do. So we ended up cutting it off and putting the DC one on. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Now that I have this rear diffuser, I'm just waiting for someone to release a dual exhaust. Or what I could do is just buy 2 mufflers, take the resonator off this one, and just have one specially made for this car. Now finishing up here in the rear, the last couple things I did was I had the Honda emblem painted gloss black, and then I got a gloss black license plate frame. That alone makes the rear of this car look so much better. All right, now it's time to get to the install portion of the video, and I think you guys know what it is. Yep. It's spoiler time, and it's not just any spoiler this time, it's the Yofer spoiler. So let's head to Future Miller for the install. Past Miller has talked long enough. Let's get to the install. Now you can do this 2 ways. You can double-sided tape it, or you can bolt it on there. Now, I'm not gonna bolt it on there. I'm not drilling 2 holes in the trunk. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna double-sided tape it. The first thing we need to do though is we need to clean both surfaces, the surface of the spoiler and the surface of the trunk. The car is already pretty clean, so I'm just gonna wet a rag down, wipe it on, wipe that dirt off, and then dry it off with another towel. And we'll do the same thing with the spoiler. Now that both surfaces are clean, we gotta put on the tape. Now before we put on the tape, we need to put on this adhesion bonding agent. So we didn't have any double-sided tape at work, so I ran to AutoZone and got the strongest stuff they had. Now with the bonding agent, I think it'll be okay. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take that little sponge, we're gonna wipe it down, and then we're gonna throw this tape on real quick before it dries. Now that the double-sided tape is on, we're gonna do something similar to the trunk. Before we do that, we need to test fit it, and we're gonna make some markings with some tape just to help us align it a little better. Okay, now that we have the tape markings down, we can pull the backing off the tape. Now let me show you how hard this is going to be to even take off now, as I just did it. I mean, if I wanted to, I can rip it up, but it's doing it really good. That bonding agent is no joke. So what do you think? Do you like the Yofer better, or do you like the Spoiler King better? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really digging it. In fact, I really like them both. This one I like a little bit more. It's a little bit wider, sticks out a little bit more. Before I end today's video, I just want to thank you guys so much for coming along on the journey with me, because that 23 Type R comes out really soon. Will I trade it for it? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I've been doing YouTube for a little over a year now too. I think I've come a long way. What do you guys think? From the first video to this one, do you think I've improved? Do you think I need to keep improving? Personally, there's always room for improvement, and I will constantly try to bring you guys the best content that I can. And now that I have the Yofer spoiler and the Magzina spoiler, I have no use for the other two spoilers. So if you want to be in the running to enter them, you gotta do three things as always. Number one, you gotta be a subscriber. Number two, you gotta leave a like on this video. And number three, for the roof spoiler, comment, give me the roof. And for the trunk spoiler, comment, give me the trunk. Now you can win them both and put both of those in the same comment. Now the roof spoiler is a GM blue, and the deck lid spoiler is gloss black. Just so you know, they're coming the way they were. They're coming with the tape on them and everything, okay? So you'll have to get the tape taken off and get some new tape and put them on. I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time, all right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. And as always, this was your boy Miller. Let's shoot for another year. I'll see you in the next one.